Hi guys, this is Miss Griffin. We're taking a look at Unit 3, Skill 7, where your essential question will be, how can we construct the line of reflection and point of rotation between two triangles? How can we construct the point of rotation and line of reflection between two triangles? So first we're going to actually summarize the steps for line of reflection, and then we're going to actually do it together. And it's really, truly not a bad construction at all, so don't be scared. First step, using a straight edge, connect a point in the pre-image to its corresponding point in the image. This would be like something like connect C to C prime. And the only reason I'm choosing C and C prime is because I see that they're closest to each other. You could choose B and B prime or A and A prime. It's your preference. Once you connect them, actually we'll follow through with the steps as we talk. Connect C to C prime using your straight edge. Once you connect them, you're going to construct the perpendicular bisector of the segment. So remember, with the perpendicular bisector, we start with our center on one point and your radius open to more than halfway of the segment. So I actually have to close mine up a little. More than halfway of C, C prime. And we're going to swing a pretty big arc below and above. Then when I switch, center on C prime, don't change the radius, leave it the same. And then we're going to connect all the way through. And when we connect through, this is actually going to end up being our line of reflection. So you want to make sure that you use a color that stands out to you. So again, it says step 3, the perpendicular bisector is your line of reflection. Simple as that. That's all you got to do. You can see clearly that triangle ABC here was flipped over my purple line to land on top of the primes. If you flip our paper over, we're going to talk about how to do the point of rotation. This one's another pretty quick one. It's just a second step added on to what we just did. So point of rotation says, using a straight edge, connect a point in the pre-image to its corresponding image point, such as C to C prime. So again, we'll do this as we talk about the steps. Sorry if you hear those bells, I'm recording this in school right now. So connect C to C prime, then construct the perpendicular bisector again. So if you need to turn your paper so it makes sense to you, I'm constructing the perpendicular bisector of this segment by putting my center on C, radius more than halfway, and swing, switch, and swing again. I'm going to follow through with this construction all in one color because my second construction will be in a different color, and then we will use the lines, the perpendicular bisectors, to help us out. Make sure you make that perpendicular bisector pretty long here. So I'm going to turn my paper back sideways. We should have something that looks like this. The third step says, using a straight edge, connect a point in the pre-image to its corresponding point in the image. So something like B to B prime. I'm going to choose to do this in a different color. B to B prime. You can choose any pre-image point and image point as long as they match up or they correspond. Step 4 says, construct the perpendicular bisector of this segment. So now I'm going to, again, turn my paper so that I can make sense of this. I have B prime and B. I'm going to put my center on B prime first. Open up my radius to more than halfway of my orange segment and swing above and below. Then I'm going to switch, keeping the radius the same. Well, this highlighter doesn't fit in the radius hole very well. Let me just use a pen real quick. So I'm looking for where my blue arcs cross each other to make a blue line through them now. And I know that your picture is getting crazy and confusing, but I promise you it'll all make sense in just a minute. So you want to make sure that you extend very big. Now you have two perpendicular lines that cross on top of one another, and according to step 5 it says the intersection of the two perpendicular bisectors is your point of rotation. So I gotta find that point of rotation by looking for where my red straight line crosses my blue straight line. And it looks like they intersect right around here. So I'm gonna put a big dot here, and then I'm just gonna draw myself an arrow and write that this is the point of rotation. It asked me to find the point of rotation, and that's exactly what we just found, where your two perpendicular bisectors cross each other. So again, in both constructions we use perpendicular bisectors. For line of reflection you only need one. For point of rotation you need two. If you have any questions, feel free to let your teacher know, or just rewind and start the video again. Adios!